So one of the things that I'm always interested in is, like, if you really look at what we do as marketers, and I know some of you aren't, quote, marketers, but we're all marketing. So if we look at what we do as marketers, when all is said and done, what's our job? Well, one could say we want to get noticed. Sure. But after getting noticed, what is really our job as marketers? In my mind, it is this right here. That our singular goal, my obsession in my mind constantly, in terms of the way that we communicate, I communicate, you communicate, every piece of content I've ever produced, the thing that I'm thinking to myself is, how do I remove all doubt? All the worries, the fears, the issues, the concerns, the questions that they have that lead to the friction so that they don't make a decision. So how do we remove all doubt? Anybody else obsessed with this? I hope you do. I know I certainly do as a marketeer. Because if we remove all doubt, there's one emotion that's left. And that's the emotion that binds everybody in this room together. Of course, it's the emotion of trust. So if I said to you, what's your name? Ashley. If I said to you, is trust fundamental to your business, what would you say? Absolutely. If I said to you, Ashley, is trust fundamental to your business 10 years from now, what would you say? Absolutely. It's no doubt. But if I said to you, Ashley, is Facebook going to be a big deal in 10 years? You're unsure because Facebook is a platform, right? It started, and if something starts, we know it's eventually going to end. Whereas trust, when did that start? Yeah, it's always been, right? And if it's always been, it always will be. And so this is the thing that binds all of us in the room. You know, one of the struggles that we have at events like this is that you hear a speaker, and immediately you say to yourself, well, that might have worked for you in your business, Marcus, and that might have worked for your clients, but you see here at my business, what's the name of your business? YMCA. Oh, we all know that one. Here at the YMCA, things are a little bit different, right? Things are a little bit different. And it's really easy for us as a group, as we're sitting down right now, to have the first thought of, he's not like me, it hasn't worked for me and my business, and therefore this doesn't necessarily apply to me. And I'm going to ask you to overcome that natural tendency that we have. That you say to yourself, well, is it possible that we apply the things that we're hearing this morning? That's my ask for you. That you're open-hearted, open-minded, whether you're B2B, B2C, B2G, because there's plenty of B2G in Washington, D.C., right? If we are open-minded, you will pick up on the principle every single time. The best audiences in the world focused on the principle of what's being said, not, I don't know if this is going to work for me. In fact, if you're in the B2B space, you should be paying hardcore attention to B2C and vice versa. Every single time, because your ideas, many of them are going to come outside of your industry, not within your own industry. Okay, so one of the questions that's been interesting for me over the years is I'll ask different audiences, and you can ask them, you can actually go around the world and ask this question. What's the main website you go to if you have a sick loved one? Okay? There is one website that people say over and over and over again, and it's actually all over the world. Anybody know what it is? See, you didn't hesitate, right? You didn't hesitate. You just know. You just know. So WebMD did something. They overcame that trust gap. They became the trusted voice. Now, how did they do it? Well, you say, well, okay, they curated a lot of stuff, but it's so much more than that, so much more than that. And we're going to look at a little bit, but here's what I'm really interested in, and I'm very serious about this. Who is the WebMD of your industry right now? Now, you're not allowed to say you yet, unless it's true, of course. But when we say WebMD let's assume that we were in an audience with everybody in your industry, okay? And I asked, when someone has a question, a worry, a fear, an issue, a concern in your industry, who would they go to right now? Would they go to you? Right? So would they go to you, Sarah? You don't have to answer that question, but you're thinking, yes, yes. Now, lots of times CEOs will tell me, yes, of course that's us, but of course we know that we tend to be a little bit biased. So, an honest poll. Please participate because it helps everybody in the room. Honest, self-aware poll. Raise your hand if there's an absolutely definitive, like, WebMD of your industry right now online. Okay, so I'm looking around and I saw like 5 hands. 5 hands. So, Hannah, why did we only see 5 hands? I don't know, she says. What do you think, Kyle? 5 hands. So, there's a WebMD in the WebMD industry, but there's not in your industry, Kyle. In Simpsonville, South Carolina, landscape leadership. I know you guys. It's good to see you, Kyle. All right? I love landscapers, by the way. I like land. All right, good. So, here's what's so fascinating for all of us. It's 2023. Yet, most of us, as I just proved, we all proved together, we don't have a WebMD in our space. But still no one has said why. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, ChatGPT is going to be the WebMD of our space. Okay. Let's not even go there right now. So how do you become the WebMD? And there's plenty of time. And there's going to be plenty of need for you to be the WebMD of your space long after AI takes over the entire world, I promise.